Good evening, folks, and welcome to Cooking with Dan Leslie. My name is Janet Rapasardi-Huff. I will be your host this evening in Dan's kitchen, and you're ready to golf already.
Yeah, except we're probably going to play gin rummy instead. It's a little hot out there, huh?
Yeah, it's a little.
That's why I think we have a couple little burners on here, and that's going to be the end of it. In fact, I'll get some chicken in a pan right now. I was going to do a couple salads today.
Good.
I was going to make one salad with basically a tomato salad. That you can either leave as a tomato and corn salad, or you can jazz it up a little bit and completely ruin it. But we're going to do all of that, and I was going to do a pasta and salad combination that if you did a big bucket of it,
sure,
you can serve it room temperature, and it's something really good to do for, you got that, not a cast of thousands, but you got that 8 to 12 people coming over there, and maybe you get those little aluminum half trays, toss it in a larger bowl, and it's a real good thing, and because there'll be a lot of greens in there and some pasta, so it's a dual thing. I was going to poach some chicken in a pan. I could use some chicken stock. I'm using water here. I'm going to season the chicken when we get it out of the pan.
Okay.
I'm going to put it into a seasoned salad, but just like the mozzarella that we've salted it here, we're also going to add it to the lettuces, so you're not adding a thick, bland thing in there.
Right.
The amount of seasoning you'd have to put on the lettuce sleeves or the tomatoes in it to give the chicken and the mozzarella flavoring, you'd have to dump too much on, and then if you don't do that, the thing is going to be bland tasting.
Well, the mozzarella has a pretty good flavor. I mean, you forgot to say that you make it fresh here, so.
Yeah, we make that fresh mozzarella, but even with that, everything is, you go to those Italian delis and they have make the Great Salt Lake look like the regular ocean. It's so salty, but
yeah, it's too.
Yeah, that brine you see in those Italian delis, they would take the mozzarella that's fresh and twists in all different shapes they make, and they would, do you want it salted or not? I mean, I definitely want that thing dropped in that brine for a while. It's like even like salting like a pork loin or something.
Oh, right.
You got salt that baby up, because the thing is that rounded diameter, and you're getting a slice that thin or whatever, and it's not like you're salting the inside of the thing. You know what I mean? So the salt is just a little rim on the outside.
It's on the rim.
So it seems to be over salted. It's not. I'm not a big salt shaker guy either. I think I put salt on eggs and French fries, like potatoes like that. Other than that, whatever in the sauces I just go with. But some things, could use a little jump. But we're going to poach this chicken. You can grill it.
Okay.
I could saute it, but I just feel like poaching it today. I'm going to just put it in some water, and I'm going to season it. Hopefully I have enough water in here. It's not going to stick to the bottom of the pan. And the key here, once again, is not letting the water roll. You want to get it where it's simmering. There's such a big difference between simmering and boiling something. I remember I was doing some ribs.
And this is a very healthy alternative too to sautéing or
Right. So we got a little salad going on. I figured I'd jump in the poach deal here.
Yeah.
Could have done some salmon. Maybe I should have. But yeah, there's a big difference between, as many people would know, but some don't, that it becomes a different animal when it's rolling as opposed to simmering. There's a difference between boiling something. See, here we're coming up to a temperature now. I have to turn that down or take the lid off, one of the two. You don't want it rolling. It's bad.
Rolling is bad.
Right. This will come out nice and tender and stuff. If I boil the heck out of this stuff, it's forget about it. Forget about it. But we're coming into that season now. The corn is. Well, I'll tell you what. Some of this corn seemed more than knee high by the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I was in a rush and had to stop at a supermarket where I got what my friend refers to as cattle corn. This stuff here is horrible. But either way, I cooked it off already. It's still a little bit warm. And we're going to make a tomato salad and add the corn to it. And this is a good thing to do as well. I went to a restaurant out in Pennsylvania one time where their side dish, all right, it was Pennsylvania, their side dish was a whole ear of corn. I mean, the food was rather petite. It wasn't, we were little lamb chops and all this other stuff. It wasn't like we were, at the Mongolian buffet where you're eating with your hands, But I was surprised, but I'm saying sometimes, you know, with a lot of the corn around, you can take this stuff, get into the cob a little bit, and shuck it off, you know. Actually, I guess I must have overcooked this a little bit because it's not coming off the way I want it. I wanted larger chunks, you know, like that. So let me work on this here. Cut some more of this off here.
Now, could it be the type of corn it is?
Probably. This
Yeah.
stuff is disgusting. I ate a piece of it before. I think it, you know, try a piece. I don't think it's too sweet.
Actually, you're right. It's not very sweet at all.
Right. This
And
wasn't from
there's
good old New Jersey.
a lot of sweet corn out too.
Right. I mean it. This stuff is, well, like I said, he referred to as cattle corn.
We'll make it for Greg. He'll eat anything.
Right. So I'm not going to make that big a salad. I won't even use all of it. I'll toss this in. Maybe I can get another hunk or two out of it. It's good for presentation, but I should be getting strips that are like even double the size of that coming off here, and you can do that with this sweeter corn. Doggone it. I can put that up a tad higher. Yeah, it's, I think it's,
And 90 something degrees
yeah,
today
they said
too.
the heat index, I think, is going to be over 100.
Wow.
Probably going to be a mutiny in the kitchen. I have to watch it too, you know. Sometimes you got your periods where it's regular temperature, then it's too hot to cook home, which can be good for me. Then it's gets too hot to eat. That's bad, bad scene. All right, there's enough corn here. We'll get the idea, but hey, don't buy this yellow stuff. Get the New Jersey brand.
But I know for Dan, it's never too hot to drink.
Never too hot to drink. That's right. Always got room for. Always have room for a little libation. Alrighty. Put this corn on a plate for the time being. I don't think the Jersey tomatoes are out yet. Okay. So what are we going to do now? I've got a couple tomatoes here. I'm going to chop them up. A couple chunks. The tomatoes are the main thrust of the salad. Everything else is an accessory. Cut. I guess I'll cut two of them up, or even two would be fine.
So we can change other things, but the tomatoes have
Right.
got to stay.
Right.
Okay.
I think these tomatoes may be from Slick Willie's state, Arkansas. It's about medium rare there. You don't hear anyone asking for chicken underdone.
Oh no.
That's the one thing. You know, a lot more people are asking us don't, you know, overcook the pork. If I go into a place to get lobster, you know, a lot of people don't want anything underdone at all. You know, so I have to tell them to make sure they're steaming it. If I go into these supermarkets, he tells me what time, 15 minutes or something. I tell him go at 12.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's just such a tendency to, you know, even some of those old cookbooks, you see they're, oh, forget it.
overcook? Wow.
You cook at the amount of time they're telling you to do it. Not that Betty Crocker has gone crackers, but the, yeah, it's.
Well, I think in the past people had a tendency to overcook pork, as you said. Pork especially.
Well, yeah, well they had the fear of trichinosis and everything
Sure.
else, but now that's no longer the case. We had a fresh ham home recently. The best part of it was the leftovers. I mean, it was great that day. We had some sauerkraut, broccoli, but then we had a turkey breast left over in there. But then we had some leftovers, the mixed bag. I ordered these nifty little rolls from my bread company and JC's, and we took the pork and took it off the fresh ham, and we whipped up our own barbecue sauce. I had this little mix of hot peppers mixed in with a demi-glace. Put that in there too. So we got that rolling hot and just took the rest of the fresh ham and tossed it quick and just turned the flame off and just let it simmer a little bit. You know, we had those little rolls with it, and we had some leftover corn and the broccoli and stuff. So we sauteed that with a little olive oil and light little garlic slivers, you know.
Oh,
Had the turkey
nice.
out there. We had some tomato bacon with it. It was just, I love stuff like that. Leftovers, great. I don't care if it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I want a good one, you know. All right, I'll cut one more half of this up, or both of them, right?
There you go.
Better check on the chicken. Yeah, I think that's done.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Oops, I don't want to put it there. That's where the raw stuff was. I'll put it on this plate right here, this platter. And we'll get rid of this one and this one. Set it over here and let it cool off a little bit. Take this nasty flame off, so we don't want to deal with that. All right, let's move it along here. I'm lollygagging here. Let's get to the heart of the matter. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
I don't
It's
believe
not
that.
big. It's not a big deal. You know, it's only a damn salad. But I'm just trying to get an idea to do something different and fun and use the stuff that's going to be coming out of the ground by the time you see this TV show. You know, the end of August and stuff, mid-August. Alrighty. Now what can I do? I've got this. I bought some fresh oregano.
Oh,
I think this will go well with the mozzarella.
oh, very nice.
That's it. Fragrances
I
are
can-
pretty strong.
Yep.
So we're all going to
It
be
is
gentle.
Really very fragrant.
And we're not going to overdo it here. It's going to be one little salad.
It's kind of hard to find fresh oregano.
Yeah. I got it at the same place I bought this cattle corn. So at least they're batting 500 anyway. All right, I'm going to add a little of that fresh oregano in there. Not too much though. I have a couple of asparagus spears I had cooked off.
Oh, very nice.
Add a little green color in there.
Mm-hmm. Those are always a favorite.
Guess I can keep that right here where maybe Greg can take a peek as we're going along. How big? Cut them in threes. A few of those in there.
I just want people to know, Dan, we got the blower going in here today because it's so hot.
That's right. It's because Janet's in the room, right, Greg?
There you go. That's the reason.
All right, we got we're mixing it on up a little bit. Once again, this is a room temperature situation. Hopefully, I'll let the tomatoes dominate. By the time I'm done putting in 9,000 ingredients here, forget it. You're going to forget what the heck kind of salad it is. I have a little Bermuda onion. Take this and I don't want to chop it too coarsely. It's somewhere in between.
I love the flavor of Bermuda onion.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
It's got to be my favorite.
I can't take too much of it. I mean, my mother used to stand there and she could take hunks of onion like this and scoop into tuna fish
Oh,
and eat it. I can't. My palate is not that sophisticated.
now I have to slice it thinly.
I mean, if, as a kid, you know, I could barely get past orange soda and a hot dog with ketchup. You know, God forbid you had that mustard on there. Yeah, it was a real fuss pot. All right, I should. I'll chop it. I think I have a little too much onion for this salad. So I'll break it a little like that. I could have shaved this a little thinner, but you get the picture.
Get the picture?
Get the picture.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, I could toss that together and, you know, make a fun little tomato salad to have it as mainly a side or a nice light lunch and stuff. Or we can do some more things with it and turn it into a main course, possibly. And in doing that, I'll get our chicken out here. haven't seasoned the chicken yet. I shall do so. A little salt.
Okay.
Put a little granulated garlic on there.
Oh,
Put some white pepper. I've already salted the mozzarella, and trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I'm going to possibly just garnish the salad. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll garnish. I'm going to put a little of that granulated garlic in here. Same salt and pepper. And I've got a little mixture of oil and vinegar here.
oh, very nice.
My little squirt bottle. And I'll add that when I'm ready. Sorry, folks. This is called Overweight Dan. Sweating like a stuck pig in here. Please forgive me. I didn't
We
put
know
my little headband on.
that.
Yeah, not eating food like this.
Well, that too. No, have you watched that that show, Dancing with the Stars? Did you
No,
see
I
any of that?
no, I didn't.
You
I
didn't
heard
see
it was
any
very
of
good.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really great. Well, my favorite, well, the should have one was John and Charlotta.
Uh-huh.
I think he looked a little bit like you.
Oh, you mean the guy? Okay, go ahead.
During the course of the entire show, he lost 20 pounds.
Start dancing, right?
Oh yeah. His instructor really worked him.
You're not kidding.
That's what you need to do, Dan. You need to go dancing.
That's right. Start dancing. That's what I'll tell my wife. She'll say, "Where you going?" I'm going to go dancing.
There you go.
I'll see you at about 2:33. She'll tell me to dance right down to the lawyers.
Uh-oh. That's not going to work, huh?
I'm on. Yeah,
I know.
All right. Got a few of these things that are going to. I've got this fresh mozzarella here. I'll add that last. So we'll dress the salad. I'll finally get to that, so we're not sitting here all day over this silly little salad. It's seasoned up. Got our little dressing on there. I can always add a little more later. And whip it up. Always have a bigger bowl than you need. Got that fresh oregano in there.
Oh,
Nice olive oil. You can always
That is
dress it
really
a little more
fragrant.
on the top. And put in this little bowl we have. Maybe get a few of the tomatoes at the bottom.
that is
Get the corn
nice
going here
and
a little bit.
healthy. Ooh, I love it.
Got that Bermuda onion in there. Get some color on the top. Put that back there for a second or two. Let's take a few of these chicken strips. I mean, this can be room temperature. Like that. You know, it's funny, I
Simple,
think
it's
this
easy.
this fresh mozzarella, I'm going to put some of it on because I have it out. But now with the two colors, the red on the red, it may be a little bit of overkill. So I've got some mozzarella here. And I was, and again, as Janet said, we make our own mozzarella here. And, but even if you buy the stuff that's in the supermarket, you know, it's cold, very cold, and I should have put a headband on. But the, but if you can get it in some, take some tap water. Don't get the tap water real hot. You know, you want it well past lukewarm, where it starts hurting your hand a little, and you put a lot of water in with the mozzarella. So it's not really hot the first time, but just pretty hot. And 2 or 3 times, if you take the water, half the water, toss it out, and put very hot tap water in once or twice, then all of a sudden you grab the thing when the water gets down to room temperature, and then it's like supple, fresh, homemade mozzarella. You know, if it's a decent grade. But we'll cut a piece off here. I have a nice healthy salad that I'm adding cheese to. I don't know what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just garnish it right in the center there.
There you go.
And what I should have done, as I'm thinking right now, was what I should have done with the oregano is not added it to the salad. So pretend I didn't do that. This way I have a call for another garnish on the top. You know what I could do too? I could just take the stem.
Take the sprig.
Take the
There you
sprig
go.
right there and
There
put
you
it
go.
on the top.
Beautiful.
You can eat whether you want to eat that or not. Maybe let's see what this paprika mix would look like. Nah, we got enough red. There's enough going
Yeah,
on there.
there is enough red.
Let's just leave it. There's greens happening. Some of the corn we're hiding here. I'll pull some of that to the top. Maybe, you know, that's another thing too. That's what a decent garnish would be right here. Maybe sprinkle some of this corn on the top of it to have it show. And that's it. We got either a salad for a light lunch or an accompaniment, or you can turn it into a full lunch and dinner if you want to make it that way. All right.
So I see, oh, you've got radicchio.
Got a little radicchio. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're running out of time here, folks. So what we're going to do is get you through this pasta and salad combination rather quickly. The pasta is going to be hot, and we want everything else, including this dressing. This dressing is basically the same ingredients as this one, except that's a looser toss. The oil and vinegar separates. This one here we put into a food processor. We emulsified it. We blended it together so it became a thick cream.
Right.
And that's what we like to use for this dish. Don't ask me why, but it clings a little better, you know, that sort of thing. But even a little of the water, salted water we have in here with this pasta is going to help the dish out a little bit. So I'm going to drain some of it. This is a great dish. You know, a lot of these pasta salads are all that mayonnaise base and that
Oh,
sort
yes,
of thing, you know.
Yes.
I already have a few other vegetables cut up already. I do have some Bermuda onion hanging around here.
Oh, very thinly sliced.
Very
Beautiful.
thinly sliced.
Very nice.
I forgot Parmesan cheese in my little walk-in box. I'm going to go in and get that shortly.
Some diced tomato.
We'll leave the Parmesan out, folks. You got the picture, but it is a nice little ingredient. We toss Parmesan with this. And I want to break these tomatoes down a little bit. So I'm going to add a little tad of the dressing to it. I'm going to add some granulated garlic, salt, and pepper. I like these same combinations. Some of these salad types. And I would have a little of the Parmesan in here normally. All right, I'll just flip that around.
Okay. Oh,
And then
that,
I'm going to
that
add
dissipated very quickly.
Right, I'm going to add a couple of, a few artichokes to this.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to add a couple of sliced mushrooms to this. Just cut them coarsely. I think I got a piece of that oregano in there. Whoops.
And this is another healthy salad, really.
Oh, this is great. And again, you can, if you wanted to put some shrimp and chicken in here, you could do it. You can serve it on a little buffet, stuff coming off the grill. You can serve it by itself, you know. Yippee! Gonna take a few asparagus and throw them in here. And again, this I don't have the Parmesan in. The pasta is hot. Everything else is room temperature. That's why it's a warm salad. So we're going to toss all of this and then add, to really make it a salad, some radicchio. And I use a romaine. The romaine can stand up to the heat that the pasta gives off. Here I go again. Excuse me, folks. I'm very sorry. Not that sorry, but a little sorry. And now we're going to toss this, the leaves at the end, because they'll just wilt slightly. They can stand up to the, throw a few of these baby peas in as well.
Oh, great.
All right? Maybe a few more of those on top. The Parmesan is grated Parmesan, not Romano, is an essential ingredient here. But you can get the picture.
And just enough to really coat everything, the leaves,
Right,
the pasta.
right. You can put the dressing on the side, you know. It's you can serve it warm. Got a little bowl hanging around down here. I'll take some of that out here and we'll scoop it into the pan for you. And again, we're not dominating. There's a lot of vegetables in here. A lot of pasta. The key is, I think one of the keys to the dish here is making sure everything is room temperature, number one. And that you don't overdo the pasta. It's a pasta and salad combination.
True.
It's not a pasta dish where you happen to have a few greens in there. you know. Get some of those artichokes in there. But and I did a little bit of that here. I have a few too much pasta, pieces of pasta rather, in here. So you want to be careful not to overdo that. It is a pasta and salad combination. You don't want people sitting there wondering if, do we have a green vegetable we're going to serve? You want it more than obvious there. But that's our little pasta and salad, and try to visualize that in a huge tray. If you made a big bucket of it up, it's easy to do.
Well, folks, thanks again for joining us this evening. And actually, I was going to say it's actually not hot in the kitchen right now, but it's hot in the dining room, isn't it?
But it's quiet in the dining room.
It's quiet.
Sweating, never mind.
Bullets.
Well, we made a couple of cool dishes
Yeah, right.
today, right?
We have
Quick and easy.
the pasta and salad combination.
Yeah.
You can just use oil and vinegar and toss it. And we got a lot of, we did have to par cook the asparagus. I think that's the only thing we had to par cook, and had the pasta hot. We went over it on the show, and then we had our tomato salad with the fresh oregano and the different vegetables, and we kicked it up a little bit with the julienne chicken and breast and the fresh mozzarella to make what was once a little light salad, a decadent mess.
Ooh, it's not that decadent.
Nah.
A little mozzarella, and actually that's light, fairly light as cheese goes.
Yeah.
So mozzarella and Parmesan, that's not so bad.
Right.
Right? Easy, simple, great for barbecues, right?
Or a light lunch,
Little light lunch. Yeah, I think we're going to dig in. Oh, thanks for joining us this evening, folks, and we'll see you again for another exciting show on Cooking with Dan Leslie next week.